Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Oliver Joyce here from Whiskey Barrel Studios with another Sword and Sandals Pirates Developer Diary video update. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Today, I wanted to show you a little bit about what I've been working on this week. It's going to be a pretty small, quick video, but an interesting one for those who've been following progress of the game. So let's jump into it, shall we? Here we have the title screen of the game. And the section I want to show you is the new one, and it's the custom game mode. So if we go new game here, I've turned sound off for the purposes of the video. Well, actually, when I'm building the game, I usually have sound off because it kind of drives me a bit nuts if you hear the same songs and sound effects for months and months on end. You get sick of them even if they're amazing, which they are. My shout out to my composer, Adrian Galassi, the legendary Brazilian composer. What you see in the background actually is the beginning of a new water effect, which I'm mucking around with. I'm going to add some sparks to that. The software that I use, Starling, doesn't have the really impressive water effects that something like Unity might have, so you have to kind of use your own tricks to create effects like that, and that's just one of them. I've got a couple of layers of a transparent image kind of on a sine wave, this and this and this, to create some waves, and it's fairly subtle, but I quite like it. You might not sort of pick up on it in the video. Anyway, we'll choose a character. We'll go with Arglax of the Beast Force. Now, normally, the game you're going to play is the classic game mode, but today I want to show you the custom game mode. In the last video, the developer tools video, where I started talking to you about how I program the game, I was building this screen. Now, a day or two later, it's complete. So what I want to show you is the different options we have. In the custom game, in the normal game, these are the default options. So you can have up to 10 pirate captains. If you want less, you can just click on that, scroll through there. Today, let's go with 5. The game difficulty mode. Some people have asked me whether I can include different game difficulty modes just to make the battles harder or easier. What this does is this basically makes the enemy AI smarter. They make cleverer decisions. If you go through, that's Emperor Antares representing the brutal difficulty, Wolfgang for easy, Marie Dupont for fair, and Olaf the Unhinged for the hard difficulty. And with the various difficulty settings, the fair one basically has some enemies that are weaker than you and some that are tougher than you. And they will, go off on little adventures and, sometimes try to upgrade their forts and their ship and so on. Sometimes they'll lose money, lose troops. Sometimes they'll die in battle and so on. The harder you select that difficulty, the more likely they are to succeed at what they're doing and take on, sea monsters and that kind of thing, and gain the all-important golden sandals and ocean hearts, which are the key to winning the game. World events. These aren't in the game yet. That's one of the last things I've got to put in. But you got 3 settings for that. With the world events, they are basically daily things at the beginning of each day. Something will happen. A little text box will pop up saying, huge storms today, or trade winds, and that means the wind might be twice as powerful for the day. Or you might find there's a festival on, and all shops are closed to celebrate. Or there might be a day honoring a great gladiator, and so arenas might be half price or something like that. Permadeath. This basically is off by default, but if it's on, it means that when you die and your ship is wrecked or you lose a battle or something, it's game over and it goes straight to the Pirate Council. It's quite a brutal game mode, and what this also means is that any enemies that die suffer the same fate. So it's a much quicker game. Island positions. Fixed or random. By default, they're fixed, but they can be random, because I wanted the default game mode to be like, well, that one of the main islands, like Port Summerwash or Royal Port Injade, is to the left of something like the island of Zel Thurax or something like that. And that every time you load that game, if you sail northeast, you might get to Cathas Island or something. In a random game, these islands are placed much more randomly throughout the map, so you never know what you're going to get. Weather. In the weather, you got calm, wild, or fine. The default is calm, which means sometimes you get some storms, sometimes you get some rain. If you sail down the bottom or the top where the poles are, you get snow. And when it's fine, it's almost always sunny. It almost never storms or rains or anything. If it's wild, you get storms all the time, and they last for a long time. With storms, your ships go faster, and they're more prone to being bucketed by waves and wind and people thrown overboard and that kind of thing. Game length. The default is 50 days. That might change in the beta, depending on if that feels too long or too short. But you can change it manually to 100 days, which is a really epic, exhausting war, as I said there. Or a 10-day campaign if you just have a little bit of time. And that would roughly, I would imagine, go for 20 minutes, half an hour. I haven't timed it yet. 25 days or 50. And legendary monsters on or off. Now, this I got to tell you is going to be part of a DLC in-app purchase. There's a couple of DLC items in the game, downloadable content. There's going to be the Maximus mode where the default game you'll be able to play for a certain amount of time, and then it will say, hey, get the full version. But it will be a generous amount of time, enough for you to check out the game and see if you like it. But there'll also be a downloadable pack, which will be $1 or $2, that adds legendary monsters and sea monsters to the game if you want them in your game. And there might be another one that allows you to play as the villains, Chaos and Antares and so on. I got to admit, I hate doing stuff like that, but I need to make money making these games, and making the games cheap and having a little bit of extra content for players that really enjoy it is the best way I can see to make a little bit of money on the games. There'll also be an Ultratus mode, which has everything, and it'll be a few dollars more. But these games aren't going to be, $10, $15 or anything like that. They'll be cheaper than that. And of course, the game you get on Steam will include everything. This is just for the mobile version. Anyway, the legendary monsters on/off. If they're off, you can't find them or defeat them or anything like that, and they can't kill you, and you don't gain ocean hearts for defeating them. So yeah, that's our custom game mode. If we go continue now, there's our Arglax and the Beast Force. You can see them right there. The Arglax and his troops. There's a beast, a predator, and a hunter. As these guys level up, their titles get more grand. It might be like a rabid beast or a mighty predator or something like that. And we begin the game and sail away. As you can see, there's 5 captains, and they're randomly selected from the pool. So you see there, you have Admiral Robinson, Antares, Arglax, Gravlax, and Chaos. 3 villains all competing. 1 good guy, 1 neutral. Set sail. And I can't remember if I selected random or not, but this is our game here. Whoa, big storm is going on. What is new in last night, I actually added to the game that the clouds follow the wind, and so does the water. So if you go around here, whoa, big storm going on, shaking everything around. But as see the wind gauge there, I'm following the storm clouds here. That will change at some point if the storm breaks, and then those clouds will turn. Oh, the storm's not breaking. Back to our ship. Just double click to go back to your ship. If you go in the same direction as the wind, you can see the spray behind him. You go a lot faster than you normally would. Because I selected wild weather, this storm is going for hours and hours and hours. I haven't actually put in the tidal wave, tsunami type waves that power through the game. They're in there, but I've actually turned them off. But what happens if you get hit by one of them, your crew fall overboard and it can damage your ship and that kind of thing. So storms are very dangerous in general. But you can move a lot faster during a storm. Anyway, we'll reach that little port. Whittle Cove. Whittle is the surname of my wife. All right. there we have it. That is a little preview of the custom game modes, and I hope you like it. I think it'll add a lot of variety to the game and replayability for those who finished the main version a few times and just want to experiment with a few different things. Next video, I'm not sure what I'm going to show you, but I'm actually working on the Pirate Council, which is the end game when all the pirates get together on a certain secret location in the ocean to decide who will be the great pirate, the pirate king or queen, essentially. I haven't quite named what I want to call the victor of the game. But if you've ever played Sword and Sandals 4, where you have the sort of little pillars going up and down and the characters standing on them, and they're getting awards for, you know, most Sandals won or most minigames won, that's similar to what will happen in this game. All right, everyone, have a great day. Let me know what you think of the game so far in the comments, and we're not too far away from beta. All right, enjoy your weekend, and bye for now.